Hey everyone, I just got notification that I don't have to work tomorrow, so we're going to head to the woods. I'm going to do a stealth camp in my stealth tent. We're going to try to do a catch and cook to see what's out there. If not, I got MRAs to back up, but you know me. We got a lot coming at you. This is going to be a good show. Stick around. Let's get at it.
Restless Moon Outdoors and Adventures presents Camping with Dave.
I am somewheres in Central Florida and getting ready, looking for a spot to do a stealth solo camp. And looks like we might find a pretty good place. We shall see. Okay, I found my spot. There's no widowmakers above. I'm approximately 15 yards off the main hiking trail in a small clearing in the middle of a palmetto patch. This is a natural clearing, and the ground is clear, no undergrowth, and I do believe this is where I'm going to set up my camp. So let's get at it. Here I'm setting up my stealth tent. Notice it is the same height or a little bit lower than the palmetto bushes that are around me. That gives a good concealment from the hiking trail. Everything is good to go, and we got it done. Before we do this, you got to sort of understand a little bit about squirrels. They are abundant. They are rodents. And in the wild, believe it or not, they hate to be on the ground. They're kind of like some of my ex-employees are quite lazy. If they can run up a branch or across any kind of bridging to get from one point to another, they most certainly will. And what we want to do is we want to find a long branch and lean it against a tree that you know is frequented with the squirrels. You see, I found a tree nearby the camp here that I've seen several squirrels, and actually several squirrels, not the same squirrel, several times, going up and down this tree, and then they're going across the tree tops to other trees, but they're definitely using this one tree to get to the tree tops. So I'm going to get myself a long log, give them a bridge for them to run up. And then I'm going to use my craft wire and my multi-tool to create a snare. The idea is that when the squirrel runs up the branch to get to the tree, and they will do that, the idea is that they'll go through the snare, noose themselves, and then they're caught. First thing I want to do is take the wire and peel off a little bit. I try to go about an arm's length because I like to wrap it around the branch a couple of different times. So you want to pull off some wire. About 3 foot long is what I like. Take my multi-tool. I don't like cutting the wire with my knife. Snip the wire. So now I have one piece right here to use for my snare. Essentially what we're making is a noose. And to do that, we need to make a loop first. Okay, with the loop, you just find yourself an ordinary little tiny twig on the ground, wrap the wire around it one time, and then spin the twig. Just like this. So essentially, we have a loop on one end. That's not going to come undone. Then to get the stick out, you just snap the stick and got your loop right there. The next thing you want to do is you want to take the other end, the free end, and put it through the loop, which now creates a snare loop. Now I'm going to put this in my pocket, and we're going to go find a log and set it up against a tree that I have found that the squirrels have frequented, set my snare, and see how we do. Okay, I'm going to choose this location right here on this branch to set my loop snare so that it's high enough off the ground to where when the does get caught up and he hangs, he's not going to be close enough to the ground where he can actually touch it, but it's going to be far enough around from the branch to where he can't wiggle and get his way back up to the branch and free himself. So I'm going to take my wire that I made the pre-made loop in, and I'm going to put it on the branch. Okay, I'm going to make my loop, my snare loop, at approximately 2.5, 3 inches across, and I'm going to put a bend right there. So now we got a freestanding loop, as you can see. On the other end, I'm going to wrap around the branch and give it a good twist around the bottom, twisting the end of the wire around itself so it's attached, giving it about a 10 twist. That way it don't come undone. I don't know if you can see it, but you see this little tiny little twig right here is going to be our set point. Take the wire and you literally set it on top of that point so that it does not come off or fall down on its own. But you want it perfect just like that. It's wobbly. They'll come through the sink, snare themselves. When they get down here, it chokes the point and he swings down to the bottom. Get this couple loops here. I can hear them in the treetops as we speak. So I'm going to make my loop. See how big it is. And then I'm going to set my loop on that little twig. Maybe. Of course, this one wants to give me a hard time. Got a lot of moss on them too, which is also good. There we go. Here's my loop. We're all set. Ready to go. We'll come back and check it in a few hours. Keep an eye on it. We'll come back and check it later. At the squirrel snare, let's go check on it. Oh, I see something. Yep, sure enough, we have success. One squirrel down. See how that worked? Worked out well. Worked out well. So, as you can see, the squirrel snare system that I demonstrated earlier is successful and works well. This young squirrel is going to be dinner. Talk to you after. Hi everybody. If you like the equipment that we're using here today, it can be found on our Amazon affiliates page located on our website at restlessmoon-outdoors.com. I would also like to remind everybody about the Cindy Jo McGill Kidney Transplant fundraiser. Her link will be in the description below. And if you would like to book an adventure with us, please feel free to do so by going to our website at restlessmoon-outdoors.com. And if you like the video here, please hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. We'll continue with the video. Here I'm seasoning up the squirrel. I already put it on the skewer stick that I'm going to put over my fire. And we're just going to let it cook. Okay, well, squirrel is cooking up just nicely. Going to give it a turn. Ugh. Good. All right, I believe it's done. Let's get into this. Should have brought a plate. Cheers. Also, when you're stealth camping, fire is kind of important. It's not really all that cold right now, but it's important for heat, like it would be any other time. But you also need to regulate the size of your fire. Your fire is visible. You want to be invisible. So keep it small. There's nothing wrong. You don't need a huge raging fire to enjoy yourself. This thing is putting off an incredible amount of heat. There's an excellent bed of coals, as you can see, and there's only a couple pieces of wood in there. It's not big. It's maybe 4. My pit is 14 inches. Well, it's the width of your arm, from tip of finger to your elbow, all the way around. That gives you some idea how big it is. If you saw me dig it. But we're going to call it a night here shortly. It's about 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. The sun's going down. Got some really beautiful pinks and blues in the sky right now. The wind has died down. We'll see y'all in the morning. Have a good night. Well, good morning, everybody. It was a good night last night. I slept very well. Well, I think I'm going to make myself some coffee, and then we're going to go ahead and break camp and be on our way. So, I'm going to get the coffee going, and I appreciate you all watching.
Thank you for watching Restless Moon Outdoors and Adventures. We hope to see you again.